Okay, protein. So you probably know that fat comes in different forms, like saturated and unsaturated. Well, protein is made up of around 20 different amino acids, and their ratio is dependent on the type of food that you eat. When you consume protein, like chicken, your body digests it and breaks it down into those amino acids. Of the 20 amino acids, there are 9 that are called essential amino acids. That's because our body is capable of producing the others on its own, but these 9 have to come from the foods that we eat. What are the best sources of complete proteins? That would be meat, fish, eggs and dairy. Out of those, eggs are one of the best protein sources you can get. Are there vegan sources? Yes, there are, 2 of which are quinoa and buckwheat. And these are great substitutes for rice. To give you an example of the kind of protein content in foods, there's 7 or 8 grams in an egg, there's around 20 grams in a portion of Greek yogurt, 25 in a portion of fish, and 35 in a portion of chicken. Why do you need protein? Protein is the building block of the human body. You need it to maintain bones, cartilage, tendons, as well as for building, maintaining and repairing muscle tissue. You might not want massive biceps, but don't forget that your heart contains muscle. So protein is not just for gym enthusiasts, it's for everyone. So how much protein do you need? As a basic need to avoid health complications, you should look to get at least 1 gram per kilo of lean body mass. Now your lean body mass is how much weight you carry that isn't fat. And remember, even if you've got a 6-pack, you're going to be around 10% body fat for a guy and 15% for a woman. It's calculated this way for a good reason. If you've got 2 150-pound guys, one of them hits the gym to get to 200 pounds and the other one hits McDonald's to get there, then it doesn't make sense that they both require the same protein intake at their new weight, which is why we use lean body mass. You can calculate your lean body mass with a link I'll provide at the end, but for now we're going to use an average of 70 kilos for a guy and 50 kilos for a woman. So that's nice and simple. The guy is going to need 70 grams of protein a day, and for the woman 50 grams. Now, how much protein you need to avoid ill health is not the same as an optimal amount. If you exercise, your protein demands are going to increase. For endurance type exercise, running or cycling, or regular gym goers, you should aim for between 1.5 and 1.8 grams per kilo of lean mass. Using those examples before, that's now between 105 and 126 grams for the guy, and 70 and 90 grams for the woman. If you lift weights, you're constantly breaking down muscle tissue, which needs repairing to build it back stronger. For those people, between 1.9 and 2.2 grams per kilo of lean mass is optimal. For our guy, that's 133 up to 154 grams, and for our woman, between 95 and 110 grams. What if I don't get enough? If you don't eat enough protein, your body will break down existing muscle tissue to make up the deficit. So you get muscle wastage and you're also compromising your immune system. If you do one of these juice diets and spend 7 days without adequate protein, your body's going to eat muscle. Sadly for the people that follow them, they see the weight on the scale go down, so they think that it worked. But when they go back to their old eating habits, they actually gain weight faster. That's because muscle has quite high energy demands. So if you have less muscle, you burn fewer calories at rest. What if I get too much protein? First of all, those worrying if too much is bad for your kidneys, that is only true if you have a pre-existing kidney condition. Now, for those of you who love your protein shakes, you could actually be getting too much protein. Unless you're a 250-pound monster, your body probably can't use 200 grams of protein in a single day. If you're reading articles online telling you to eat significantly more protein than I mentioned earlier, check if that website sells protein shakes, because their primary motivation is probably money. As an example, in 2016, I dropped my protein intake from 200 grams a day to 150 grams a day, and there was no difference in my ability to put on muscle. The only difference I noticed was eating the equivalent of 18 kilos less protein over the year was significantly cheaper. If you're eating upwards of 200 grams of protein a day, think about the financial gain of the people telling you to eat that much. Remember, any decent strength or physique athlete is likely to have a supplement sponsor, and they're getting this stuff for free. I follow Simeon Panda on social media, and he poses with his sponsored snack every week. Just think how often he would eat those if he wasn't paid to do so. That's all for this episode. Here's the link to calculate your lean body mass, and here are the numbers you should shoot for. Thanks for watching, guys.